Very nice. Yeah. Okay, we ready to go?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So our presentation is going to be on anxiety and then 3 coping strategies, which will be said later on. So there's things. Sorry. What is anxiety? So as you can see on the board, there's just really quick bullet points. So anxiety is a negative emotional state that is either characterised or associated with feeling of nervousness, apprehension or worry. There are a number of causes for anxiety as well. There is 2 different types of anxiety. One is trait and then state anxiety. Trait is an aspect of personality, something that you're really basically born with. And then you get state anxiety, which is temporary. And so it's an ever-changing mood. So coming up to an event, your state anxiety will always change. It'll come in and go. Trait anxiety is always going to be there. Okay, the causes of anxiety, there's 2 different types, which is internal and external. So you've got, for internal, you've got illness, so it could be the flu, recovering from an injury, causing you to be anxious about getting back into the sport. You've got physical factors, so worrying about something like paying the bills, relationships and stuff like that, anything like friendships, falling out with somebody, you could have anxiety, especially working with teammates. You've got lack of sleep is a big one as well. If you haven't got enough sleep the night before when you're going out to compete, you don't feel 100%, then you start thinking, you start worrying, and that's when your anxiety kicks in. You've got overly self-critical as well. That's one, trying to be perfect at everything and getting angry with yourself when you're not. And then you have external, so your environment. Is it too noisy or is it too quiet? For some people, they need to get the crowd going, like some Olympians, they have to get the crowd really, really loud, get them cheering. That's like their pre-routine. Some people have to be really calm and quiet. Negative social interactions is also one. That could be trash talk from another player. It could be just banter that's maybe gone too far. Or just somebody not looking you in the right way or not speaking to you the way you felt it would come across, and just knock your confidence. Major life events, stuff like deaths in the family, illness, people going to hospital, stuff like that, having to move home. And then you've got day-to-day hassles. This could be getting to and from training. So I struggle getting to and from training on a Tuesday night, and then my anxiety actually kicks in when I'm playing on a weekend because I know I haven't trained with the team, I might have to scratch. So the day-to-day hassles as well is also a big factor. So some symptoms, of anxiety. So you've got cognitive, state anxiety. Performance levels drop, state anxiety increases with arousal levels, further increasing your state in performance. So, as performance levels drop, the cognitive state anxiety increases, etc. With arousal levels, as that does performance levels. Further increases mistakes in your performance. And then you get stuck in this negative cycle, which will harm your performance. You've got somatic state anxiety. What that basically means is physical changes. It's actually beneficial to some athletes, but they take it in the negative way, and then it hardens their performance. So the symptoms of cognitive state anxiety will be problems with concentration, the fear, and then the bad decision making. Somatic is physical, obviously, and then it's changes in your body. So your heart rate increases, you start sweating, increase breathing, you have an increase in your body temperature, but then you can also have complete muscle tension, which is known as freezing, and that's a big problem with it. So we're going to talk about some of the theories behind anxiety. We've got the drive theory by Hull in 1943, the inverted U theory from Yerkes and Dodson in 1908, the catastrophe theory by Hardy, and Frazee, and then the individual zone of optimal function, IZOP. All of them have their own relevant points, and then some of them you might not believe, you might not think, yeah, that's right. To start off with, we're going to have the drive theory. So, as the graph shows, as your arousal level increases, so does your performance. It's also the relationship between arousal and performance can't be shown on a linear graph, as it is, just a straight line. As I said, as the arousal increases, so does performance. there's different levels to this as well. So a novice would have low arousal, so that's have a low performance level. Then you've got somebody who's just getting intermediate, be in the middle, and then you've got a high performer, like a professional athlete, be high arousal. Oh, sorry. High arousal, high performance. The way they work it out is the equation of bottoms: performance equals arousal times skill. Although studies suggest that there's evidence that suggests performance is beneficial by arousal only to a certain point, which moves us on to our next one, which is the inverted U hypothesis or theory. So this hypothesis has dominated the attention of contemporary anxiety researchers, because what it means is once it gets to a certain level, they're at their peak performance. As the arousal levels keep increasing, they slowly decrease in performance. But it's the main one, it's older than the drive theory, but it's still more relevant. Then you have the individual zone's optimal function. So it proposes that there are individual differences in the way people react to anxiety. So therefore each person has his or her own preferred level of anxiety that allows them to perform at their optimum performance levels. When athletes are in their optimal performance zone, this means that they are in the preferred level of anxiety. If they experience too much or too little arousal, then their performance levels will drop, that can hinder the performance. So you've got your top one up here, which would be a novice or a newcomer to the sport. They'll have low arousal and then low performance up to a certain point. And then you've got your intermediate or moderate, and then you've got your high performers as well. Sorry. So you'd have novice, intermediate person, and then you get high performance like professionals up here. Then we've got the catastrophe theory. The catastrophe theory basically is an adopted version of the inverted U theory, which says that as your arousal levels increases, so does your performance. As you can see, it's related to the inverted U hypothesis. But then, if the arousal levels keep increasing, your performance levels will drop dramatically. And then you can go either two ways. You can either continue on a downward slope, or the performer or the athlete can regain control of their anxiety and slowly increase. So you've got A, the performer reaches optimal level of arousal up here. You've got B, which is the drop, the sudden reduction of performance, high cognitive and high somatic arousal will be the cause of this. And then you can go C, which is possible performance will deteriorate. And then you've got D, which is the possible gradual regain of control of the arousal levels as arousal levels decrease. So again, if they took a knock and they go, right, okay, I'm going to get back to this, it's okay, they'll go back up and get to their optimal arousal level. So what we're going to talk about now is some of the coping strategies to deal with anxiety. The first one's going to be goal setting. The next one will be
muscle relaxation and imaging.
So goal setting, why do you use it? If you want to succeed, you need to set goals. Without goals, you won't be heading in the right direction, or you won't achieve it as quickly as you want to. Goal setting is a process that starts with careful consideration as well. If it's not planned out well, it's not going to go well for you. You've got three types of goals. You've got outcome, performance and progress. Outcome goals are to do with winning or performing better than somebody else. So it's winning a tennis match or climbing a higher grade than, let's say, Martin. Performance goals are specific. Performance goals specify a specific standard to be achieved. Performance goals are about personal standards. So being able to run 10 kilometres in 33 minutes. And then you've got progress goals over which the individual has control of. So deal with the technique and strategies necessary to perform well. So that could be continuing to have positive strokes while kayaking through a set of rapids instead of just giving up. You aim where you want to go, etc. Make sure you've got the right techniques. Process goals also help to focus attention and are very effective in helping control anxiety. So how to set goals? One of the really obvious ones, which we all would have learned back in high school, is SMART. So it's specific, to make sure your goal is clear and well defined, you know what you want to get out of it. Then measurable, includes precise amounts, let's say repetitions when weightlifting, or dates, or what you want to achieve by certain times. So you can measure your degree of success. Then you want attainable, make sure that it's possible to actually get that goal. It's not like me being able to run a marathon in 4 days. I'm not going to be able to run a fitness and nowhere near the level, but maybe being able to run a marathon at the start of the summer next summer, that is attainable. I can just train. Relevant, so it should be relevant to your direction that you want. So if I want to improve my climbing skill and I want to be going from a V-diff outside to severe, I don't want to be kayaking and trying to improve my kayaking skills. It's not relevant. And then time bound. Your goals must have a limit or a deadline. Otherwise, you've got nothing to aim for. You've got, well, I'll get that eventually. And this is a video just to tell you about goals as well. I'm just going to play it. No, I won't. It's not really sounding, it's just background music, it just explains to you. It's more of a dumbed down version about it. Yeah, so that was just a short cartoon video, just explaining that one step at a time. If you break down your overall goals or your outcome goals, you'll be able to do it. So like I said, being able to, an example is for me to run a marathon that starts next summer, that's just time bound, specific. Then I need to break it down to process, performance goals as well. So I need to be training every week, every other day I'll be going out for runs, and then slowly increasing my performance goals so that it's measurable as well, and I can actually achieve that goal.
Okay, so the coping strategy is muscle relaxation. And this is really used when the athlete wants to like relax their mind or not feel too stressed about taking part in an activity. So for example would be Usain Bolt, as quoted, I try to relax and think about video games, what I'm going to do after the race, what I'm going to do just to chill, stuff like that, to relax a little before the race. This means I won't be too hyped up for it and his body won't be having too much adrenaline when he gets out onto the track. He can focus more on what he's doing. He's not like focusing on different things going on in his life, he's just focusing on winning and achieving the best he can do. Not all sports require this though, because some sports like boxing you don't really want the athlete to relax, kind of be hyped up and ready to go for it, because it also means a lack of concentration, which is in boxing matches and the best thing what you want in sport out. Athletes choose muscle relaxation in stressful situations. It could be athletes, it could be anyone, so feeling stressed at home or stressed just in general. It's nice to just take a deep breath, just relax and think about what you're doing. Muscle relaxation was brought up by someone called Dr. Edmund Jacobson, and it's called progressive muscular relaxation, for short. And he's quoted, an anxious mind cannot exist in a relaxed body. So the more you get yourself hyped up, the more your brain starts getting worked up, the more you think about what could go wrong. You must just think of the worst possible outcomes basically, and no one really wants that. How you do muscle relaxation is you tense up the muscles in your body, so you start from the large muscles at the top of your body and start working your way down. Basically what you do is you tense them for about 5 seconds tops, then take a deep breath in, just relax and then just start working your way down. Also what could be involved is focused breathing. So when your body gets too stressed, you can hyperventilate, get all stressed, your palms start sweating, or in any general activity. So all you need to do is just take a deep breath, just sit back for a minute, and just just chill.
Hold the face with you. Hold the face with you, please.
What was that, sorry?
You go back. Yeah, that's the other one.
First control. Do you video on this one?
No, it's just one. Yeah.
Which one, sorry?
It's all this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's just some things that the treatment must make especially can use for, so anxiety, panic attacks, headaches. So when you're feeling uncomfortable in a situation where it's going on a date or going to a new job, you kind of need that reassurance sometimes. It's nice to just take a step back to yourself and just think, well, I'm getting all worked up, why am I sweat and everything, so it's good to just chill. And then this is the technique that, there's different types of techniques, but this is the most famous one where you inhale, tighten muscles, and then exhale. And Jose Mourinho is quoted, it's one of the keys, without emotional control, you cannot play, you cannot react, you have to know what you have to do, you have to be cool. So it means no matter how stressed you are or how much you feel uncomfortable, you have to remain chilled, calm and collected to ensure that you're on your game really, make sure you get the highest achievement level you can get. Next one, please. And the second one is imagery. Imagery, right.
Oh, go away.
So, imagery is having something in your head, so like a positive experience, say partner challenge. So, for example, if you went outside rock climbing and you achieved what you wanted to, you then think back to that day and be like, oh yeah, I can do this. So you're in a positive frame of mind, basically, to ensure that you perform to your best, because you just get carried away. You think you can't do this, and that has an effect on your performance all around. It might just not affect you, it might affect people in your peers as well, because then you're negative and you should knock on them. I think it requires time to take effect, so it's not just going to happen straight away. So if you want to create like an image in your head which is a happy time or something you felt proud of, it doesn't just work the first time you do it. It takes a few weeks to get into that right frame of mind, to create a realistic reality in your head if you feel anxious or nervous. The human brain can't distinguish between an imagined experience and a real experience. It's both part of the brain which stores it. Just puts it into one basically, and it can't dictate what's real and what's not. So there's like, if you keep repeating something, it makes like a chain in your head, so it just runs straight out like a nerve thing. So then you have to keep doing it. Once you get about it, you just go straight to positivity. Positive thoughts, images, you don't just have to see it, you can also feel it as well. So it's not just something you think about, you have to feel like you're in that time where you was happy. You've got to make sure you feel the emotions you felt that day when you achieved something, and you was proud of it. So a fundamental rule of neuroscience is the nerve cells that fire together, wire together. If you do something once, a loose collection of neurons will form a networking response. If you don't repeat the behaviour, it will not carve a track in the brain. When something is practiced over and over again, those nerve cells develop a stronger connection and it gets easier and easier to fire that network. So imagining it makes you feel a lot better about yourself, you get more confidence, you probably want to positive into more things.
Hey guys, Coach Brian. Hey guys, Coach Brian here at Critical.com. Have you ever visualized a successful lift in your mind before actually attempting it? If so, you've used mental imagery to enhance your performance. So mental imagery, it can be a powerful tool for achieving your goals, whatever your sport is or your hobby too. It's not just about athletics. So here's some basic information on improving your performance through visualization. Imagery. Usually it's thought that imagery makes use of particular words or outcomes that create visual representations of ideas within our mind. So that word imagery is associated with mental pictures. However, it's partially correct because, to be realistic, it turns out that imagery is more complex than just a picture in your mind. So look at these examples that I have for you. It was a dark, cold place in the gym. Okay, totally weird, but dark and cold are visual images. So you can actually feel the darkness, dim lights, but you can also feel the cold on your skin. So is it just a picture? Now what about the guy was screaming in the back of the room for no reason? Okay, screaming, back of the room, those are two things that actually take our senses into the interpretation of that sentence. So if you're visualizing a guy screaming, you use your sense of auditory. So, and also depth perception, you see the guy in the back of the room. So again, it's not just a picture, but it's actually the whole situation of the environment. So screaming is auditory, and depth perception is visual. yeah, it is a picture, but again, it's not just a picture. There's more complex. Okay, so now what about the cabin smelled like firewood? Okay? Sense of smell. That's not a picture. That's something that your body can process as a sense. And you can imagine what that scent could be. So visualization and imagery aren't just pictures. You actually have to create the entire situation to get the full effect of improving your performance. So the function of imagery is to generate a vibrant, graphic presentation of a scene that encompasses sense of smell, touch, distance, and things like that. As many senses possible to get a clear picture of that mental picture. So imagery, it aids in imagination of the characters or scenes or outcomes of the environment to your advantage. So visualization is one of those primary technologies that is used widely in sports today. It's called sports psychology. I've had a few courses in sports psychology, and it's fascinating, all about the mental component of performance. So I'm a big believer of the phrase, what happens out there is a result of what happens in here. In simple terms, that means your performance is often a result of what's happening inside your head. It's not all about just making a lift or sinking a few bank shots or whatever. It's about how you mentally prepare for that and perceive the outcome. Main thing is, guys, it takes practice. So if you look at imagery and visualization as a tool, like anything else, you have to refine that tool and be a master of the trade. So guys, there's a whole bunch more information I'd love to share with you about imagery and visualization. It's in this report right here. It's the 5 ways to become tough as nails.
And that's just done our presentation on anxiety and freedom of strategies.
Well done. Do we get extra marks on first? No.
You stole the show.
Oh.